So, today I'm going to illustrating with a project I already did with Coohom, and it's a little bit a big house in a European style, and with all furniture and molding set down here, so that we will just jump to the render. Okay. So first click the render on the top bar, and then you enter the render interface. And here it is quite, I hope it's not that complicated on this interface. I just briefly talk about it. On the top, you can see that there are several choices here, several button here about view, the perspective view, and then panorama, and then aerial view. That's several mode that you can choose when you want to render, for example, first for perspective, and then panorama, which is 360 degrees, and then aerial view. Usually we use it for plan or plan perspective or orthogonal plan. So that is one thing. And then on the left, you can see that you could choose the ratio about your composition. For example, you can choose 1:1 or 3:4, 4:3, and usually with 16:9. Usually we pick the ratios according to what room you render. If you render for a room like a living room, then 16:9 would be better. And if you are render for a small site, then 1:1, or you just want to emphasize on one item or a corner of your design, then 1:1 is perfect. So that depends pretty much on what kind of scene you want to display. Okay, and then about resolution, it's quite easy to understand. Standard with low resolution, and 4K is the highest one, and with best quality. Wall mode. So here you can see you can click to display your project without walls or with all walls here. And then about light settings, here we got 3 preset mode for your design. I guess most of you have tried that before, and also, but sometimes it might work, but sometimes with some special lights, you still need to customize it. I'll explain that later. And then here, yeah, here I got something. And then about yeah, and we just pick one of these preset model. And then here background, you can see here with the light mode or dark mode. And also here on the right, you can see that there is a view set window that you can move or can keep it here, and you can stretch it to see it in a bigger way so that it shows the plan. So actually the main interface shows at the same time the 2D view and the 3D view. Also, you could switch them so that it will be easier for you to set the camera. For example, here. Oh, yeah, in front of you. Yeah, here, and see, check with your perspective and compositions here. And then next about parameter settings. Here you can see when you adjust for a perspective. Usually, for example, we want to render for a living room view. We just move it here. Scroll your camera. So, but in detail, we would like to also adjust this height of your eyesight and field of view to look for a bigger area, and clip it if it's a small room. I mean, sometimes because it's the theory is more or less similar to photography. So when you render for a small room, the camera itself cannot catch everything of the room. So we have to clip the walls so that you can see the whole room. And camera correction is for the situation that if you want to look maybe a little bit down, and if you click camera correction, the composition would be orthogonal to the view of point will be orthogonal to you. So that is one thing. But your eyesight will be more focused on the down part. Okay, so usually after you finished a project, you're going to pick those nice perspective and nice angles for your renderings, so that here, when I think this is a good view, I could click save current angle here. And by one click, this picture, this angle, and this composition is saved. So here you can see there are some views I saved before. So by a quick click, you go to the place, the standing point, and with the right composition you have already adjusted before, so that it saves a lot of time. Here you could also give a try on the smart perspective if you don't have anything, but just try. So I would not explain that in detail this time. So here you can see everything is here. Okay, so here is about the camera settings and angles. You also got some advanced settings here. You could have a look at these items, and it got explanations here. You have to take a look and know that you can adjust what you can check here. For example, the color corrections in some circumstance when the light mode is too, let's say there is a color difference between it and with the reality, and then some impact on highlights and sharpen the light straps using a new material. And this is a ambient occlusion that is a little bit more complex. I hope that you can maybe do a research first to understand what does it mean. So and also I would suggest you to have a try. There's just how to say, a slight difference between these parameters, so that it can cause a slightly different atmosphere there. So also here there is a correct reflection that you should take a look. So when you, especially when you are using a mirror effect, a mirror material. Okay, and another thing which is also important that many people would neglect it is here you can upload a photo for your own environment. Let's say a real surrounding photo that you can upload here so that the outside view would be the same as it was in reality. So here is what I suggest you to do. We could take a look. Yeah, you can see that with the click, we can change the view easily of the outside surroundings. And these surroundings will be very important for your view, for your rendering, the final rendering effect. Okay, so that is pretty much all about this interface. And if you have any questions regarding to some definitions, I could answer later. Okay, and then I would talk about how to customize your light. And before that, I might show you something I already did before. As you can see here, okay, the project is much more in a warm tone. So the night, as you can see, the night view effect works better than day view. This is by night view. The corridor was not illuminated enough, I think. And for this this is a natural daylight. It's brighter and but still with the warm light. It's because the project itself is decorated with the light. It's a warmer lighting. So here, how to customize your light. Click here. Plus customize this button. Okay, so that you can see we are establishing a new scheme of light mode. You can start from nothing, like here, blank reality, or you could choose a default mode there already existed, and start from something we already have. So I think we can take a look at indoor daytime. So just click indoor daytime and click confirm. Here I got something I did before, so I would directly go into these settings. Okay, so here you can see by click the customize, you can see the real light mode, the light source here in the surface. Also, you can check it with 2D. It showed on floor, on ceiling, and everywhere in your space. Okay, so usually the first thing I suggest you to check is the sunlight. Here on the left, you can see that there is a light mode, and first is a sunlight setting. You could turn it on or turn it off. I would suggest to turn it on and take a look at the angle and the position, the location of your project, so that you can make it as same as it is in the reality. Also, you could take a look at the softness of shadows or the brightness. Here, I wouldn't make any changes, but you can adjust it as where you are located in. So here you can see the sun trace goes like what you operated here. Okay, so this is about sunlight. Sunlight is very important if you are render for a daytime effect, so that you can see the real angle and the real effect of the globe. Okay, then next, which is very important, the light source. So some basic lights included here. You can see a rectangular, omni, and spotlight, circular. So usually I would first introduce rectangular. Rectangular light is as it showed here, and what is described here. It's a rectangular light source, like a surface, so that you can see if we added it here and check with 3D. So here is what I just added on here. So it is a form of rectangular surface light. Usually we use this rectangular source to make a compensate on the sunlight, or let's say from the window. So you can see that here in the daytime light mode, we all have this rectangular lighting alongside the window, so that the room won't be too dim. This is very let's say this is commonly used in Coohom, but many people would neglect it. So if your render you feel it's too dark, and you didn't know that we could add on a custom rectangular light alongside with your window, you could have a try. So that usually we have it here, and you can see on the right bar about the properties and several things that you could adjust it with. For example, the status is on, and double side means the surface is illuminating on only one side or a double side. Here you can see here all the surface light are one side, so that the arrow point out to the light it is illuminating on. And then if I clicked to double side, the double side will illuminate. That's what it means. And then about light color and temperature, so that you could pick a color that is warmer or cooler here, because the rectangular light is standing for compensate of the natural daylight, so that it's a little bit cooler and near to a color near white. So also about brightness and other parameters and its position, you could and the dimension of this area, you could adjust it one by one. And also what if you want to adjust let's say more than one light, you could press Shift on your keyboard, and then not for surface light, but for the other light, and then you could double choose several items, so that you can for example click Omni Light, and so that you can change the parameters from them at one time. So, and the other about Omni Light, this is usually used for pendant light, such as chandelier or any light on the floor. So so you can see there is not very much here. Here because we have a chandelier over here, and there are more than one light source. So here are several omni light source to achieve that effect. And then spotlight, easy to understand, I guess, especially for spotlight and downlight. And when you feel that what a room is not enough with the natural light, as well as the light source already exists, so you can put a rectangular light, I mean surface light here to make a compensate. Okay, then that's about basic lights. It's most commonly used here. So then about volumetric. Volumetric lights is as shown here. They're more, I can describe as dramatic, maybe. And you can see that there are more special effect. So it is not as commonly used as the basic ones, but you can definitely have a try. We could put it here. You can see it's as dramatic as covering this large area, and you can change the color also. Now it's in very I don't know how to describe this blue, but a little bit more exaggerate and better for the performance or some live show stage, for example. I would delete it. Okay, and then about IES lights. About IES lights, it is also more related to spotlight and downlight. And I mean, for this, you can see there are all spotlight choices, and it has a different form, different illuminate effect. You can just take a deep look at each choice, and I would suggest you to play with them once you have a time. But you can see that they are maybe for different area and have a very different effects. Sometimes like these two are better for exhibition hall or some special items on the floor. And also here on the fill light, I mean, because it's with a soft edge and with very how to describe it, with a very soft effect. So it is usually used on a small thing that where you want to maybe emphasis on the sofa or on the on an artistic statue on your table, for example. You could add on it here, like maybe here. So that once you get the render to express a specific scene for a specific item, the effect goes very well with it. So, okay, so that's some basic knowledge about those light source here in Coohom. Yeah, I guess it might be a little bit hard to understand, but we can take a look afterward. Okay, and okay, so next I'll be talk about start from nothing. So as you can see here, this is a mode that we already have but cancel and go back to the interface for render. We could take a look at something I started from blank. So here you can see if you would like to customize your light from 0, you could start customize and based on nothing, based on a blanket mode, so that here you can see there's nothing here and not any source. So you could start from the very beginning to, let's say, add on a sunlight, first adjust the sunlight, and then add on light for each room. And here I would show you how to put on the light composition here. Choose a rectangular, and you could put it here. And in 3D, you can rotate it. Just, and then yeah, make it in a vertical position. Go back to 2D. I don't know why. So once you rotate it here in 3D, you could always go back to 2D, and then actually it's done. So, and also you could here on the right, I would suggest you to pick a color either a little bit warmer or cooler to the similar to the natural light. And here also adjust the height, length, and width. Also, you can adjust it here by stretching the edge dot here. Okay, so, and also for some room, if you want to put it on here, corridor, yeah, because we don't have a lot of light here on the corridor. Also pick a warmer color. And you could always duplicate it here with same settings. And choose those two. Press Shift and click duplicate, so that we'll have same composition here. And then Omni light is usually for the pendant and any lights on the ceiling. And here we have a floor lamp, so that we could add on some also for floor lamp. This is not the light, my best. Maybe for the table lamp. And I would like it to be here, for example, you could do this for the whole project. But I'm not going to do it for every room here. And also, one thing that I want to, one suggestion is when you add on some compensate light or let's say omni light, do remember that not to put it overlapping with the wall, because it will leave even if it's for spotlight or something. So if it's for downlight, let's say, the light, if it's overlapping with wall, it will be cut down by the wall. So the light effect will have some small bugs. So that is one thing I would explain. Okay. We could have a try on the fill light here. So we can have a trial and in night mode. I will show you the difference to see. We could take a look here. And blank night, and without this one. Might take some time. Yeah. Okay. Meanwhile, I will tell you how to make this light effect. This is too bright, I guess. So this light effect for your wardrobe. So let's wait for those renderings, and I'll explain how to make light compensate or some light effect, especially for your wardrobe or cabinets. Before that, I can answer some of your questions. Sorry, I didn't get what does multiple monitor mean. Oh, okay, I get what you mean, and I think what I operated with a switch on a 2D to 3D, it is quite in pretty much more convenient than just 2D or just to 3D. And about smart perspective, yes, smart perspective is not for safety angles, but it could recognize every room that you created, but better to rename each room with its correct situation so that the tool itself can save some angle for you automatically. You could have a try, but sometimes it doesn't work very well. Just one or two picks might not be that correct, but usually it works very well. Okay, so if you have two computer screens, that's possible. I mean, use of course one CPU. Okay, so next I will talk about how to add on this light. Add on this light for your wardrobes or cabinets. Once last time I already explained how to add on a light strip for a ceiling or for on a wall. I guess some one of you, if you want to learn that how to do that, you could go back to the YouTube channel to check last webinars record, and they're quite simple and intuitive, I hope. And today I will be talk about how to add on some light effect with wardrobes or cabinets with the custom light settings. Okay, here you can, this is the final trial effect I did before. So it is also in this project, in the study room, yeah, here. So you can see nothing here because I didn't put any lightings from public library. But if I want some effect so that I could do it with our custom lighting. So here, so here, you can see this is what I added on, and this is also a rectangular light source from the library, and the point is that when we would like some light strips or light effect for these cabinets, we could put on a rectangular light here like this. And go back to 3D to see where it is. Might be wardrobe itself. So I would put it here as I showed before. And also one thing which is very important is that to switch it to a double-sided lighting effect, because we cannot always put it in right in the place it should be. So if it's a double-sided effect, it will easily, the effect is 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 better for it in a reality, and so that, of course, you could switch it to a warmer color, because the render I did before, obviously the light is a little bit too cold. So we can adjust everything here. I click it, and also then duplicate. And then I'd rather suggest you to do it in 2D, otherwise you cannot position it very well. Just stretch it down to make everywhere with the lights effect. Also, you could adjust the height here directly. For example, so that it will move up and down. Of course, we can do more for this effect. Go back to 2D so that it's easier to operate. Well, save, and we could have a check together. Just check the effect. So I click render. We can see that the one we tried before has appeared. This compensate light for the item. Yep. So that it is also functionable for like an item on your table or specific artwork or anything, to just illuminate one corner to strengthen the atmosphere. So today, actually, the rendering is quite slow, so that you need to wait a bit longer, or you can see it later. So here you can see they're all light from OmniLight, this add-on light source, and with a nice sunlight effect. Okay. Okay. Before those, okay, so in 4K, you can see it clearer that there is a strengthening on this light effect. And of course, it's a little bit overexposure, so that we might need to set the brightness of this light source a bit lower, so that you could adjust it by yourself. Okay, so this is one thing, and we will be waiting for these renderings. And meanwhile, I will tell you how to enhance the effect of each rendering and how to beautify the pictures. Okay. But before that, I'll check again your questions to see if I can answer. Okay. If there's no questions, I will go on with the beautify and enhance. I guess many people don't know that we can do some beautify and enhance work with Coohom, because it's not so that the button is not so obvious here. So okay, so I'm telling you how to illustrate on yeah, maybe this picture. Of course, we need to do some Photoshop work afterwards for those nice renderings. Yeah, even though I think they're already nice enough and very similar, very photorealistic, but still we should do some beautifying here. In the gallery, you can see on the bottom bar, and here you can see edit and click beautify. Okay, so then you're in a tool pretty much seem like the Photoshop effect, and by one click you could have a try here. By one click, it will be automatically some effect will be automatically applied on your renderings, and you could compare the difference between before and after. And you can see the picture is a little bit more brighter, which is in the correct way, and also the contrast is a bit lower, just a little bit. So, okay, so if you don't like the effect, you could also adjust by yourself if you want it to be in a brighter way or with more contrast. Of course, it's too much. And also about light, about color light levels, and also you could sharpen your renderings and so on, so as temperature and the other parameters, and also so that it is quite free for you to adjust the color and the picture and to Photoshop it by yourself. And also you could make a cut on the picture of if someone of you would like a one-to-one composition or the others, or you could set a scale by yourself here by typing in the size that you want. And you could also put on your own watermark. So, and also here below, you could see that there is a top hats effect you could apply on, which is with a more dramatic effect. Here, like a lot of what a lot of app can do with a movie effect, which is with a simply blue tone onto it, but it is not very well on this warm tone interior. So could be this one. Okay, we could always compare the difference between before and after by click the bottom on the very top. Okay. When you think it's done, I mean, when you think the picture, the rendering is nice enough, you could either click save to cover the original file, or you could click save as to save another picture and rename it. Are you sure? Then seconds later, the new pic after beautifying it is it will be saved to your account. Let's wait a bit more.
Excuse me, can I ask you something?
Just a minute. When I finish everything, okay? Okay, so completed. And also I just have a last thing to keep you memorized, that you can also download a channelgram if you do want to Photoshop it in Adobe, so that it's possible to download a channelgram so that you can make a more complicated modifying with Photoshop. Okay, so everyone, that's all about today, how to render photorealistic rendering in Coohom. We all know that rendering is a more complicated process, so that you might need more time to have a try and always practice. So should you have any questions, welcome to join the WhatsApp group to have a conversation with me. And have a nice day. See you next time.